Hi everybody, welcome to another video from Professor DiMaggio's Gaming. We're going to be looking at another replay review for one of my YouTube followers, Tatsu, who has done a really good job getting to Diamond, and the question now is how we can give him some more tips and help for the Master Rank climb. So hopefully this video is helpful, and we're going to look through a little more than a dozen tips for how to take already strong play that's gotten Tatsu to Diamond and how to take him further. So hopefully you enjoy. So we're going to be looking at two matches here. One is his Rashid versus Ken, and then we'll be looking at an Akuma matchup next. This is the startup. You see at the beginning, first sort of tip, he goes for a EX shot at the beginning, not a charge shot in terms of holding it, but just letting it go fast, and Ken responds by jumping. So what's the risk there? The risk is that it's not really a safe opener in the sense that, on the one hand, you've done the charge shot, but you haven't held it, so you could block. But there's a way to sort of do this in a safer way where, I don't really recommend off of the starting line doing a shot, because what can happen is they can do a drive rush or a jump in, and you can see it's you sort of wasted bar here. So the easier thing to do is to just jump back, dash back, and if they're going to jump, depending on your timing, you have at least a better chance of trying to hit them with this. And even if you don't, you're definitely safe. Alternatively, it helps to just sort of expect sometimes, if you're not going to dash back or jump back, that somebody may jump, because this happens all the time. So if you're waiting for a drive rush or a jump, in the case of a jump, obviously you can just stand there and anti-air. That's acceptable too as a beginning in terms of not wasting resources and starting off your match with some damage. Okay, so the match continues. Tatsu is reacting to a DI. Really good reaction here with the counter DI. Let's see where it goes. He does the jumping heavy kick into medium, forward medium punch into the heavy Eagle Spike, which is actually a really good combo because there's not only corner carry, but it gives really good damage, around 25%. This is a really good option that he's using here. The only issue that came up is that, after the medium and heavy Eagle Spikes, people would be around like plus 53, something like that. And so one way you can sort of react is a cartwheel into a side switch and then throw. But the problem with that is, as you can see here, it's not a good meaty setup if you've already got them to the corner, because now you've put yourself in the corner. So what you would want to do instead is, well, one thing you could do instead is you could do a crouching medium kick as a frame kill after the heavy Eagle Spike, and then that's going to set you up for plus 26, so you'll be in a perfect position here to do a meaty DI. It'll be perfectly timed at plus 26 here to just mash that DI button. And as you mash DI, you can hit the meaty, assuming they don't parry or something, or try to counter DI. But they're not gonna be likely to counter DI on reaction, because this is like frame perfect. They have like 0 frames of reaction in order to react to this. So maybe if they guess counter DI or they just guess parry, they could stop it. But otherwise, there's really no time to react here. And you can do whatever corner combo you want after. You can do, for example, as I do here, standing heavy kick into a medium mixer. If you want more damage, because that'll be less than 20%, you could do an EX mixer too. Especially to start a match when you don't have any super built up yet. It looks like he just got his level 1 built up, so before you have that, an EX mixer is a decent finish here. So going back to the match, he's actually in the corner because of the cartwheel and the side switch. So you see the shimmy there. This is common among platinum, gold, platinum, diamond players, where they don't usually shimmy when you're already standing up, but they like to do it on your wake up because they're hoping to bait you into pushing a button like a super or an EXDP, and then they can punish it. So this is a bait. I think, what you want to do here, as you can see, and this is really one of the best times to use crouching medium kick into drive rush cancel, when you're in the corner, because it's worth spending the 3 bars when you're in the corner to try and escape. with the dry brush cancel. So that's the lesson here for the shimmy. In the corner, you want to punish that, and you want to do it with the crouching medium kick into dry brush cancel. You can do it into a medium kick if you want after. That's all going to be part of the combo. The target combo, medium punch into heavy kick, you could do next if you want, into the heavy cyclone, and then push back and kick, which shoots you forward into the heavy kick as a finisher. That's acceptable. It's a good way to go. But that's really one way in which I use crouching medium kick. Really, I only do it two different ways when I play matches. One is when I'm in the corner and somebody's trying to shimmy on me. Rather than just trying to go for the easy route, which is the EXDP or level 1, which they can bait, this is a much safer route to go. Okay, so Neo jumps out of the corner. That works too. Instead of doing the crouching medium, the Ken jumps forward and he does the anti-air, which is real good. Really good. Neo's got the anti-airs on point most of the time, so I'm really impressed with that. Okay, another issue here. When you're doing your charge shot, after the anti-air, when you're doing your charge shot, one thing that you'll notice with a lot of players who play against Rashid is they are ready for the jump. So how do you deal with that? If you notice that somebody likes to jump a lot on your charge shot to try and disrupt your jump toward them, and they can do this, and they do it all the time. One easy way to do this, and you're going to see with my my replay here, just sort of taking over, you can, instead of jumping forward and missing like that, right, because the opponent jumped forward, you have an alternative jump here. What you can do is just dash forward a little bit, especially if you know that they're going to jump to try and disrupt your jump. You can just dash forward a little bit, and so then you catch the jump, and you do it in a safe way where you're running forward. You could always block if you wanted to, but you can actually still do your jump here and get damage, but you just wait for them to jump first, and now it's an anti-air. So as you're going to see what I'm going to do here, this would be a couple examples of good anti-air punishes now for the person who jumped. Then you're in full control because you jumped second. So you can jump forward and do the medium punch in the air, into the light sky high, into the heavy kick in the air, and you're going to get about 20% damage there if you want to see that again. This is one really good way to punish. Another way you could do this is you could just go right into the medium punch into the EX sky high, which gets you around 20% damage too. Okay, so back to the match. Neo is doing the crouching medium kick there into pressure, which is good. Trying to get it back to mid-screen. Doing a throw. Good pressure here. This is really good in terms of after throw. After throw, if you do heavy charge shot, which he's doing, and they jump, this is actually safe for the charge shot because they're going to get hit when they land on the jump in. So he's going into a light mixer amplified here. Good way to do corner carry. There is another way to do this though, because if you watch his combo, it's just a small amount of damage there, right? That's probably like around 10%, 10-15%, maybe a little bit less than 15 of your opponent's health bar. It's actually a way to do this where you could get even more damage if you wanted to. So I like what Neo did here, but there are also alternatives if you want to get even more damage. So one thing you can do, especially if you hit him, if we're going into the taking control of the replay, instead of doing the light mixer amplified, you can get more damage or max damage on your anti-air here as they're jumping in. And this is not just if they jump in after, a throw, but any person you know that likes to really jump, if you know that they're likely to jump because let's say you did a charge shot and then you fake dash forward like you're going to do something, you see them jump, you know that they're probably going to jump again. So one thing you can do is you can go for an EX mixer, as you see here. So Neo hits him with the charge shot, and instead of just doing a light mixer, you can go into an EX mixer. And from here you would do a light sky high. And it would bounce you forward, and you would do a little bit of a delay, and then before they land on the ground, you would go into a medium punch. And that actually shoots them forward again, or up again. And what it gives you is, if you have a level 1, if you don't have a level 1, you could just do a charge shot because you're that plus, where you could just do like a light charge shot when they land. But if you have a level 1 saved up, can actually do the level 1, and you can see how much damage this is, right? Like, even before you get into the level 1, you've got a lot more damage than you did before if you're just doing the light mixer enhanced on the ground. And if you add into the level 1, this is round over, as you can see. So that's why having these more optimal punishes sometimes is really good, because it means not only more damage, but it means just winning the round right there. Okay, now, so the round isn't actually over. Neo didn't do that. That was just me showing you what you can do to get more damage. But it looks like he's coming to a close at the end here. Another good anti-air. More good pressure. He catches the Ken trying to do a super, sort of desperate to stave off, a beating here. And he's already got the charge shot going, so the guy runs right into this. And that's the end of the round to Neo, which is good. Okay, so moving into round 2, let's see what we've got. He steps back a little bit to do the charge shot pressure. I think learning from the first time, which was really good. It's always good when you see learning in a match. And then stepping back gives him a little bit more space, right? So he's lucky enough with the space, and because he made a good decision to walk back, to actually be able to connect on this. And then go into more pressure, which is good. Into the light kick, into the light eagle spike. Okay, now he dashes forward and does a crouching medium punch. I think that's a good option if you're good at timing this as a manual meaty, if you're good at the timing. There is a way to do an auto-timed meaty here if you want after the light eagle spike. So if we go back and I take control here, you can see the light spike meaty after. One really good one is the drive rush into overhead, forward and heavy punch. And what that allows you to do if you connect, it's really good because it's an overhead in general, but you can go into, if you connect, a target combo, which is medium punch, heavy kick, and then you can do more pressure after that, including the heavy cyclone into a roll, which is forward and kick, into a light, into a medium mixer. You can even finish it off with a level 1. And the reason why this is so good is you can see how much damage you get off of this setup, off of 1 bar of drive rush, and off of your level 1. You're getting probably more than 25% damage off this, which is just really good for your meaty pressure. Okay, so going back to the match, Neo's pressuring the Ken into the corner, jump pressure, pushing some buttons, which is good. Strike throw mix up. He blocks the YOLO EXDP on wake up. Okay. Well, how do you punish that? I think he just sort of flubbed it here. It happens to all of us. But what would be a really good punish here for this whiff on the EX DP from Ken? If I was to take control here and show you, this is just in the lab. Yeah, but if I was to just show you sort of in the lab here, right? If you knock somebody down with a crouching heavy kick, and they go into a DP, one of the things you can do to punish is just do a standing heavy kick. Technically, the best punish is standing heavy punch into a heavy cyclone, and then press forward and kick, and you'll roll forward into a heavy mixer. And it gets you around like 29% damage. Neo already knows that punish, but here's another pretty good one. You can do a standing heavy kick, which does, it's a punish counter, and it puts them into a stun state, and you can actually combo that into a level 1. And you're going to get about 28% damage there too, so that's a pretty good punish too. Alternatively, if you have a level 3 built up, this one's actually better because, the standing heavy punch into heavy cyclone roll forward into heavy mixer is actually meterless. It's a little tricky to pull off sometimes because it requires a number of different motions. Probably better than the standing heavy kick into level 1. But this one is the best if you've got a level 3 stored up. You do the heavy kick punish, and then you go straight into your level 3. You got to be quick with your buttons, but it's not that hard. And this one is so good because you're not going to get 28, 29% damage. You're going to get about 50% damage if you have it. So this is always a punish you want to take advantage of more than any other one if you have the level 3. Okay, going back to the match, Neo's pressuring in the corner. There's a good anti-air. Okay, so that's the end of the first match for replay. Make this replay review easier to watch, I'm actually going to break it up into 2 clips. So the first one is a little less than 20 minutes, and then the second one will be around 20 minutes. So keep a lookout for the second clip, which I'll upload at the same time if you want to see the second match with the Akuma.